For all Jonathan's shortcoming, Buhari is not a replacement for Jonathan. Even if the situation was that bad, and because some of you don't know the history, of what happened when he was there, because our economy was a disaster. Economically, it's not going to change now. It's like someone saying to you that Obama at 70 will be there. No, Clinton, they are there. Jimmy Carter, that was president when he was, they've all retired, and they are not advancing Obama. Not coming and saying, okay, it's me that I will do better than Obama. Whatever they see wrong, now they advise. That's what you should be doing. I came back there and told somebody, you don't go to look for foreign investor. Anybody who does is going around the world to look for foreign investor is wasting everybody's time. Foreign investor is like bee and honey. If you put honey here, how the bee will come in, nobody will tell you. I told you Macron finished G20 meeting, flew to Bangladesh, because Bangladesh has just ordered 10 Airbus 350. So you have to go and see them, because they're coming. If you look at all the economic analysis, go and Google where Bangladesh will be in 2030, where they will be in 2050. Nobody knows where we're going to be. With all this lying joke and everything, and people think it's about A or B or C. No. A deputy governor was just asked, you didn't go to school. He said, it doesn't matter. But you filled it. You were the one who said, I went to this school. Nobody forced you. If you know it doesn't matter, you would have said, I didn't go to school. So we imagine your ingenuity as somebody who didn't go to school and was able to come up to this. But don't say things. We have now reached a country where, like Ben said, where people say something and do something else. I asked a woman to queue. He told me, whenever I queue, I don't get anything. This happened to me last year. So whenever I queue, I don't get anything. And after the tribunal decided our case, I called the woman and said, I'm sorry. Whenever I queue, I don't get...
You yourself have moved across parties, from the PDP to the Labour Party, and now you're aligning with the ADC. Why should Nigerians trust your long-term commitment when it appears you leave parties rather than stay to fix the problems within them?
Let me even tell you, you're even wrong. I moved from APGA.
Yes, you moved from APGA to the PDP, then Labour.
I moved from APGA to the PDP because I had what I can call disagreement or issues with my successor, the governor who came after me. And now I allow it to become toxic and become destructive to his governance of the state. I moved out. In PDP, I said it before, people were not playing by the rules. It was transactional. I cannot be part of transactional primary. I cannot be paying people to go and serve them.
And yet the same
so
people...
I moved...
The same people that you were
I moved
right,
to Labour. And of course, like I said, government came into the same system, which is very clear. You just said about INEC said they're being court order. We got in Labour Party, Supreme Court decided a case in April. INEC did not recognize that judgment until 7th of January, 8 months after, because of the same process. You even see people who will be on the rooftop shouting and say, if Peter B cannot fix the problem in Labour, because they put fire in the house, and they were shocked that I was able to escape. So they thought I would be there for the fire to burn me. When I now escaped, they said, oh, if he cannot stay and put up the fire, which they put, and then I left. I'm in ADC with the same people.
Yeah. The same
And I can tell
transactional
you,
people you
no,
talked about
I'm
from
not
the
saying,
PDP.
Charles, I'm in ADC with the same people, some of whom are left in PDP and other parties. But we are going through the same process. If that process is again compromised, I'll speak out.
Right. Okay. But
What is important is not what people are yesterday.
right?
It's what they are today.
I
Because
understand.
they've
I
seen where
understand
the
the
country is
logic
going,
of
and they can decide, no, we are not making sacrifice.
right.
We will no longer go back
Right.
to what we used to do.
Indeed, I understand the logic of the point you're making, but some would say that that exactly is the concern, that each move that you make is justified for some reason, you know, either a strategy or as, you know, getting away from transactional people or as something else. At what point does strategic movement begin to look like political inconsistency? And how do Nigerians know you won't move on again? You did say that you would in fact move
Charles,
again if this platform faces the same kind of challenge.
Charles, if I have to move, well, I don't have long time in politics, but if I have a long time, I have to do it 20 times. I'll do it exactly. I will not be part of, I cannot be talking about change. I cannot be talking about something new while being process of the same thing. You cannot use the process of yesterday to build tomorrow. I've never been involved in any form of rigging of election at primary level, at the election itself, and after that. No, I've never been part of paying people in judiciary anywhere to give me judgment that I do not deserve. I've not been part of this. You can go ask the last INEC chairman. I never met him for one day. Because he's a referee. I'm a player. And I expect the referee to come to the field and do his job very well. If he chooses to do it wrongly, so be it. But I cannot be preaching change and doing the same thing. I've been given a job. Please, I'm pleading with you, for the sake of this country, for the future of this country. We have no other country except this one. We have no other state. You have no other place except this one. If this place collapses, it will be worse for you people. It will be worse for me. Everybody will suffer for it. I'm not, and this is probably what I do every morning now. I'm not asking to be voted for. I'm not looking for anything. What I'm looking for is a change, attitudinal change, behavior, and we'll do the right things. Because that's why we're human beings, to do the right things. Principle. I will continue to say you're the first line of this. The only reason why you're still in the service today is that you were lucky that Bishop is there. By the nature of his training, he must forgive people. By nature of my training, maybe by end of the day, you won't have a job. Because I cannot believe that I came here 7:30 when people are supposed to be in assembly, and by 9 o'clock, there's no students because of the way you, the principal, have chosen to train them. If it happens again, I will close down the school, I will sack everybody and close it down. You people can come back when I leave. At least you miss some more salary. If anybody will bring you back, that is not how to do. These are students. These are children. They must be trained properly. That's where they are there. They must be trained properly. They must be shown that there's a time for everything. If they cannot come to school by 9, if they become governor, they will not go to work at all. They will not go to anywhere. This is wrong. Grace, thank you for... I came back there and told somebody, you don't go to look for foreign investor. Anybody who does is going around the world to look for foreign investor is wasting everybody's time. Foreign investor is like bee and honey. If you put honey here, how the bee will come in, nobody will tell you. I told you Macron finished G20 meeting, flew to Bangladesh, because Bangladesh has just ordered 10 Airbus 350. So you have to go and see them, because they're coming. If you look at all the economic analysis, Go and Google where Bangladesh will be in 2030, where they will be in 2050. Nobody knows where we're going to be. With all this lying, joke and everything, and people think it's about A or B or C. No. A deputy governor was just asked, you didn't go to school. He said, it doesn't matter. But you filled it. You were the one who said, I went to this school. Nobody forced you. If you know it doesn't matter, you would have said, I didn't go to school. So we imagine your ingenuity as somebody who didn't go to school and was able to come up to this. But don't say things. We have now reached a country where, like Ben said, where people say something and do something else. I asked a woman to queue. He told me, whenever I queue, I don't get anything. This happened to me last year. So whenever I queue, I don't get anything. And after the tribunal decided our case, I called the woman and said, I'm sorry. Whenever I queue, I don't get anything.
Farmers can no longer go to their farms for fear of being abducted or killed, threatening food security and our livelihood.
The best man for the job coming 2027 when we need somebody who is strong physically and health-wise. That's to be honest with you. P2B always work around the clock, and he did the same when he was a governor, and at his age at 60 he can still do the same thing because he's still hard and healthy. If you watch my recent video, you can see where the other person is asking him that we see you jogging. That's to tell you that he's still hard and healthy. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot do that. Can you see his antecedent with his recent visit in South Africa? How he engaged with all the whole Africa community, both the Nigerian community, both with some ministers, top ranking political leaders in the South Africa, trying to talk about the xenophobia and other things that have been going on between Nigeria and South Africa, using diplomatic ground to resolve every issue, which our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have not even call or make any attempt to see if he could go to South Africa. We have never read on newspaper or even hear in any television broadcast that this is what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has already done, to make sure that what is going on between Nigeria and South Africa put out to an end. Because at the end of the day, Nigeria is still the giant of Africa, but how come the giant of Africa now behaving like pussy? That's to tell you that things are not going well, because everybody follows the leader, and if the leader is not performing well, meaning that every other people will be struck at. So that's why we say that P2B is the best man for the job coming 2027. And I thank God that VDM is now coming out, from his shell indirectly to be throwing support for Peter Obi, because there's no how we are going to make things better if we didn't tell the world that this is the person that we want. Forget politics. Give that man the opportunity first. Let's see if he will misbehave. You have not given him the opportunity, and we can't say that everybody must be good. And that's why P2B told you that I'm not a saint, but I'm not a criminal. That is his word. And truly, if anyone say that he's the most righteous on earth, that person is the greatest liar on earth. We might not be 100% perfect, but there's something that, if you can get a life thread for 70%, like put your head up in every obstacles, overlook a lot of things that could have made people trapped in, then it means that in one way or the other, you could say that you are good, but not that you are perfect. because there are still some other things that is lacking behind. So which means P2B is the best man for the job. Well, do to share your own opinion in the comment section, and don't forget to share this video to all your social media platform